Good afternoon, Centralians. Once again, we are here at the CPU TV Facebook channel in our program, Looking Forward. I have been looking forward to this moment where we can have a foreshadowing of what is to come in the next few days. In fact, we would have something to look forward to this November, and that is the Regional Agri-Fair on November 19. And on that day where we have to start up, we would also have to attend to a very important event which is brought about by agriculture also. And the man behind that is here with us, Dr. Manny Palada, an adjunct professor of the College of Agriculture in the Philippine University. Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
In fact, this is his second time to be with me here at the studio in Looking Forward. And the reason is he has this miracle tree, Moringa oleifera second edition, to be launched also in November 19, 2019 at 2 p.m. Earlier, on that day would be the opening ceremony of the Regional Agri-Fair. So I believe we have now Dr. Palada to say something about this book launching of him.
Thank you, Cyrus, and good afternoon, fellow Centralians and alumni. And I thank the time and the opportunity to share with you the newly published book entitled The Miracle Tree, or Moringa oleifera, which is the scientific name. And of course, you know the common name of this in Ilonggo, we call it balonggay. In Tagalog, it's malunggay, and in Cebuano, it's kamungay, and there are so many other vernacular names all around the world. So I would like to talk about this newly published book.
Doc, I also heard a lot about this Moringa oleifera, and in fact, some of my kids are also using this. But with regards to the book, may I know what really is interesting about the publication of this book?
Yes, there are already so many books published about Moringa, mostly popular books and some manuals, but there is no book that is really covering all the aspects and subjects of Moringa as a miracle tree. And there was a previous edition of this book, which was written by the late Dr. Fugli, who was the pioneer of promoting this tree or this plant in West Africa, in Senegal. He did a lot of studies on the medicinal and health benefits of Moringa. And he published the first edition, but it was not really widely and widely circulated and was not very comprehensive. So he started to write the second edition, but unfortunately he passed away and he was not able to complete the whole book, the second edition. In fact, he requested us to contribute some chapters. So I thought that it's really good to continue the second edition so that we will, follow his desire or ambition to publish the second edition. So this is the reason why we have this book being it's already published.
Did you bring a copy, sir?
I brought a copy, but unfortunately I did not, the actual copy I did not bring, but I can only show you the picture of me holding the book, which I posted in Facebook. So, and there are many already like the picture of this book, but the actual copy is actually available in the publisher, but it's still very expensive. But I have my own complimentary copy.
How many pages is the book, sir?
This book is about 493 pages in full color. All the photos and images are in color. So that's why it's a little bit quite expensive. But if I'm the one to order it, it will be, I will have 50% discount.
You publish that in the US?
It was published in the US by Ex Libris Publishing Company. And it's available both in printed copy and online, the ebook version. Yeah.
So what do you think are the reasons why this moringa has grown to popularly for the past decades? It's become more popular now, especially with your book. So what are the reasons why?
Yes, maybe 2 decades ago it was not really popular yet, But as time, goes on, it's a lot of, a lot of people, a lot of countries recognize its both medicinal and health benefits. So those are the two major reasons why this plant is very important. And also, in the book, the first or the second page, I quoted there the verse in the book in the Old Testament in Exodus. It was mentioned there that during the time of Moses, when the Israelites were getting out in the wilderness, and they came to a place which is called Mara, and they were all thirsty. But the water there in Mara could not be drunk, because it's very bitter. So Moses asked, what will he do? And God told him, get that tree and put it in the water. And the water became sweet. And we really believe that tree was moringa tree, because one of the benefits of moringa is to purify the water, the seeds and the leaves. So if you put it in water, the water becomes clear, purified, and safe to drink.
And before I forget, I may know when is the launching of your book?
The launching is scheduled here in CPO on November 19, 2019, during the Agri-Fair Week. But before that launching, we also have a launching in Phuket, Thailand, in October 17 to 19, and also in Pretoria, South Africa, during the second International Symposium of Moringa. We will have a book launch there too in November 8 to 15. And then I come back here in CPO and launch it on November 19. Yeah.
So as a professor in the College of Agriculture, Resources, and Environmental Sciences, how else do you bring this moringa subject to your students?
Well, this book is really can be used as a textbook because it has a lot of information, technical and scientific. And if students are interested in doing some studies about moringa, which we encourage, because there are still a lot of fields that have to be studied, like agronomy, how to manage it to produce a lot of biomass, and then testing different varieties of moringa. So far, we only have one from India, which is very promising, but there might be other varieties also that is probably more productive than India. I know we have one variety here in CPO that I brought it from Taiwan in our collection. That variety is from Tanzania, and the paklang or the leaves of that variety is more than 1 meter. So the local variety is just maybe 50 centimeters, but this one is really very long, productive. So those are the areas that still needs to be researched.
How do we use moringa? Is it a liquid or a powder?
It can be used in many forms, but the most common and popular one is the powder. Of course, if you have a moringa plant in your backyard, you can use it as a green vegetables, for your laswa or your tinola, or even you can make a tea in the morning. You can boil it in water and drink it as a tea. But the major use is, of course, the powder and to the leaf powder, so that some are making some capsule of the leaf powder.
Is there a limitation with regards to the volume of say, how many teaspoon or how many tablespoon are you going to...
Yeah, that's a good question. So far, there are no studies that really have a negative effect when you continue to use moringa. As to the amount, you can just use moderate amount. For example, if you use capsule, you can just take one capsule a day in the morning, which is maybe between 500 and 1,000 milligrams per day. If you take the powder, maybe 1 or 2 teaspoons a day. You can mix it with your, when you fry your egg, omelette, you can mix it. You can mix it also with your rice as the powder. And so are there many uses. And the other part that is very useful is the oil, the oil from the seed. But again, the oil is very expensive and it's very hard to extract, so that's very expensive. Yeah.
Doc, how many other processes or principles that are published in that book? Is it just the setting in Philippines or your own observation and study?
Yeah, the book contains 20 chapters, and each chapter has a different author, and these authors are from different countries. It's international. And for example, there is a chapter there that only discuss the origin of moringa, where did it come from, and then the different species, because there are 13 species of moringa. It's not only Moringa oleifera. The book is only focusing on Moringa oleifera, but actually there are 13 other species, some from Africa. So those are not yet very widely studied. So those varieties may have some potential also in terms of medicinal value. So that's one chapter. The other chapter that is really important there is the author is a professor of medicine in Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. He talks about the medicinal benefits of moringa, about the health. And of course, there's a chapter also by several authors about nutrition, how moringa is utilized as a food. And one chapter there also is not only for human but also for livestock production. Yeah. So there are many chapters, 20 chapters. Yeah.
Is this moringa on the same variety from country to country, or do we still have several other variety that you are...
Yeah, as I have mentioned, the book is just focusing on Moringa oleifera, which is one species. Within that species, there are many varieties. From India, from Tanzania, from maybe Cambodia, from Thailand, Indonesia, and we have our own variety here. But they are all belong to Moringa oleifera species. Yeah. So when I came back from Thailand or from Taiwan, where I used to work in the World Vegetable Center, I brought about 18 or 20 different varieties, and we started doing some trial or experiments to compare the different varieties in terms of yield and production. Yeah.
So while in the US, you also do moringa gardening there, or do you have a, what is that?
Yeah. In the US, the moringa can only grow in subtropical or in areas where you have a long warm season period or long months where the temperature is above freezing, because it's a tropical crop, so it will not survive in the winter. It will die. But in Florida, where I live, we can grow moringa starting from maybe March or April, when the temperature is already above freezing, and we can grow it until December. So we produce, we have the leaves, and then we process the leaves and make capsule and sell it. So, okay, and that's in southern United States. But if you go towards northern, New York, Pennsylvania, you can grow it, but the season is very short. So you can grow it only in the pots during the spring and summer season.
I observe some of the entrepreneurs here locally.
Yeah.
They have this capsule moringa powder. Is it safe?
It's safe because, of course, you have to buy a capsule, and there are two forms. One is organic, which is quite expensive, empty capsule, and the other one is just I don't call it synthetic because it's made of what do you call this a pulp material, you know. So I think it's still organic. So it's safe, you know, and most of the powder that is produced is from the organic moringa, organic leaves. So I don't think it is, you know, it is toxic or, you know, yeah.
Do you have other government production-related activities here in the Philippines?
So far, what I know is there are no government-supported moringa production projects, but there are already private companies or entrepreneurs that produce different moringa products. One good example is in Bae, in Los Baños, Laguna, where they produce capsule, oil, moringa dry leaves, powder, and they export it to Japan. That company is called Philippine-Japan Moringa Farm or Company. Yeah. Yeah. So it's also found in my book, in my publication. Yeah.
I saw the Ex Libris Publishing Company as the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
producing it. How do our Centralians, how would they avail of the book?
Yeah, the book is only available in Ex Libris bookstore in the US, no, because it's printed there, and we cannot print it there because there's a copyright, no, issue. It's available also in Amazon.com online, and the electronic copy, the e-book version, is also available from Amazon.com, which you can download at only $3.99 per download.
About how much is the cost of the real book? I mean,
The printed book, the soft copy, is $241. But if I order it as an author, there's a 50% discount in Bar Company. So I think the CPU library has already put an order. And I will bring the book when I come back.
it has not yet reached other outlets.
It's only available in Ex Libris
Ex
bookstore,
Libris,
in
yes.
online, but also in Amazon. Yeah.
How do you place the marketing aspect here in CPU?
Yeah, that's what I don't know because I'm just an author. I'm not a marketing specialist. So, but I know that Ex Libris is marketing it, and it will also marketed not only by Amazon but also Barnes and Noble and all of those other book.
Is it possible that
Huh?
is it possible that our Henry Luz, that library, will be the one to
Yes, I think
we
so.
can get the authorization from
Yeah,
you
yeah,
to
that's
market?
right. Yeah, I can, you know, I can.
About how many copies, sir, are you publishing in Ex Libris?
Yeah, you know, when you order, there are no printed available. They can only print when you order. So it's not, you know, because it's too expensive to print. So if there are no buyers, they will not print. So they have to wait for the order, and then they print, and then they mail it to you. Yeah. So I still have 5 complimentary copies, but those are already designed for, you know, for who will get it. One CPO, one, the other one is the Dr. Gariti, who wrote the foreword, and the other copy will go to Dr. Robles, who also wrote a foreword of the book, because it's CPO. The logo that I use there is CPO. So actually, it's a CPO publication, but it's only published and marketed by Ex Libris. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a subject or a specialized lecture on Moringa for our agriculture students?
Yeah, I think so. In fact, one of the topics that I will discuss is before book launching is about Moringa. Yeah. And I already conducted a lot of seminar and workshops about Moringa production, processing, and marketing, and, you know, how to produce it, how to process it, and how to market it. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of workshop already I conducted, not only in the Philippines but
and
also
the technical aspect of that, would you like to share it to our cares, to our
Yeah,
department?
sure. Yeah, the College of Agriculture. Yeah, yeah. The first Actually, the first seminar workshop on Moringa was conducted in the College of Agriculture.
How about
in
a
2000.
moringa farm for our? I think we have some farms there.
That's right. We have a lot of areas here that can be grown or planted with moringa. So one area that we've developed is the area there in the Centennial Village. You know, we have a fellowship garden there, the CPO College of Agriculture alumni. And we already planted some moringa there and we produce seeds because there's a lot of demand for seeds now of moringa. Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, guys, we have this launching on November 19. We believe that this is just a start for Dr. Palada to make moringa a very progressive product and industry, and I believe he will have plans to also package this.
Yeah.
There in the engineering packaging, we have a packaging
Yes,
technology,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's not far from possible that we can
Yeah.
even export this from CPU, right? Okay, so let us all look forward to this event, the launching of the Moringa book, and I believe all of us would also try.
Yeah.
Possibly, Dr. Palada will also give us in detail how we're going to avail of this
Yeah.
for our good health and for our medicine. I think it's possible. So,
Yeah.
for some last messages from Dr. Palada, sir, I will give you the microphone. Already. You have the microphone there already.
By the way, during the book launching, we will also have a lot of samples of moringa products on display. Okay, because I know there are already some people or here in Iloilo that are already making moringa capsule, oil, soap. So we will display that so that some might be able to interested to buy but for our cause we can also show and give some packets of moringa powder and seeds and other brochures about publications about moringa. So we really would like you to come during the book launching, which will be in the opening will be in Promenade. Yeah, and then in KDC.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think we should all look forward again to a lot more activities and events here. I would take the opportunity to announce that we now are starting to prepare our Agri Fair, and of course a little later than that we would also have again the Festival of Lights and Music at Central. It is also looking forward that all of these events and affairs will be very fruitful, and it will highlight in a very big event in February. February 5 and 6 would be a grand reunion for alumni worldwide.
Yeah.
I think we are so blessed, not only with Moringa, but of course with Dr. Manny Palada, who has been coming in and out to and fro from the U.S. to also share with us the prosperity of this plant and of his expertise as an agriculturist, a writer, and a peddler of good things. So, Dr. Manny Palada, congratulations ahead, and we look forward for the success of your book worldwide. Thank you so much. This has been your host, Cyrus Natividad. May we have a good time together, and we could have a good health. Let us always look up and look forward to the good things that God is continuously supporting us. Thank you so much. Let us look forward to another edition of Looking Forward. Thank you, and God bless us all.
Thank you. Yeah.